Young men are bombarded with acceptable definitions of masculinity from a very young age. But research now shows that these stereotypes have a lasting impact on a man's sense of identity as well as how he interacts with the world around him. As full-frame contributor Sandra Hughes reports, an effort is underway to find a much broader definition of masculinity.
C.J. Duran's room in Southern California is filled with princesses and pink, dolls and dress-up. Typical for an 8-year-old girl, but
he's a boy. He knows he's a boy. He is fond of his boy body. He just doesn't like what society thinks a boy should be. He wants to play with girls' things and wear dresses, but he wants masculine pronouns.
Nice.
CJ is not transgendered, but he has faced stigma for his interest in what has traditionally been deemed girly toys and clothes. To protect his privacy, his parents don't want us showing his face or using their real names.
We've had people tell us that we're playing God, and we've had friends and family who've just unfriended us on Facebook and never talked to us again. We've had friends who said that they don't no longer feel comfortable their kids playing with our kids.
The Durans have become acutely aware that there are some gender stereotypes that aren't exchangeable, at least in some people's minds.
A lot of fathers are proud of their daughters if they're like that, if they're the tomboys, playing sports with the boys, going out fishing, getting muddy and stuff. A lot of those same fathers think that I should be ashamed that my son likes female toys, feminine, things that are considered feminine. I don't find any shame in that.
UCLA professor Abigail Segee teaches a course on the sociology of gender.
When I teach my sociology of gender classes, the students will often say, women have it better than men because they can move into men's roles. They have more flexibility. If they want to, as little girls, be a tomboy, that's accepted. If a little boy wants to play stereotypically girl games or with girl toys, he's called a sissy. Femininity is devalued and masculinity is valued.
But she's finding more and more of her students don't hold that same old stereotype.
We have seen some change over time. We've seen a lot of women moving into the traditionally male-dominated roles, and we've also seen men moving into the more traditionally female-dominated jobs. We are seeing progress, but it's happening relatively slowly.
Shifting gender roles may be linked back to parental role reversal, according to a Pew Institute study from last year. That study also found 25 years ago, just 5% of stay-at-home dads were caregivers by choice. By 2012, that number had quadrupled.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Be a stay-at-home dad?
Alex Bridgenell may be a sailor on an aircraft carrier, but he says his toughest mission lies ahead as the father of twins. He's joined by fellow sailors who don't see anything wrong with showing their softer sides.
Well, I've got the training wheels on, so I'm hoping to learn some techniques that I can take home and support my wife.
Rock slowly around the baby like a belt.
They're enrolled in a daddy boot camp at the San Diego Naval Hospital, learning everything from swaddling to diapering.
I also have noticed a steep increase in active duty dads in my classes who are actually choosing to leave the military when their term is up and actually become stay-at-home dads.
From the battlefield to the nursery could be seen as quite a role reversal.
Oh, yes.
But for families like the Durans, it's a necessary step toward valuing all genders and doing away with traditional stereotypes.
There's this whole campaign to get girls to lean in and to be strong and to be leaders. And we tell girls that they can be anything. They can be president, they can be a CEO, but we don't tell boys you'd make an excellent, stay-at-home parent, a primary caregiver parent, a great spouse to a president, a great teacher, a great nurse.
When Lori went looking on the internet for like-minded parents, she couldn't find them. So she created her own blog, raisingmyrainbow.com. It's a comforting place for parents with non-gender conforming kids to discuss the ups and downs of their journey. She had planned to give up blogging after a year or so, but the overwhelmingly positive responses she has received led the Durans to believe the effort should be carried on for all the other parents who are on a similar journey.
I feel like we're opening doors to make it a little bit more acceptable, but I absolutely believe that we have a long way to go as a society, as a community, as friends and family.
For Full Frame, this is Sandra Hughes in South Orange County, California.